Good evening, beloved. Something strange happened in my life. Never experienced anything like it, and I hope to God never to experience it again. I went to bed quite fine last night. I woke up this morning, and all of a sudden I'm 60 years old. For the record, beloved, anyone who ever tells me from this day forward that age is just a number, please book a spot in the columbarium. Archbishop, I invite you to do that funeral. I want to start with a prelude before the short homily. So I had a little surprise for you last night, planning what to do after the Mass in the hall. And during this week, I thought I'd surprise you by doing what I did in other parishes, which is rehearse some dance moves to popular music and then do them. So I listened to the songs, I watched the videos, and I said, oh, these are easy. And in my mind, I was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Then something said to me, Howie, use a mirror. Beloved, what I saw was heartbreaking. The music is going this way, and my body is going the other way. In watching the videos and trying to do the moves, when I finally caught the move, I'm still 10 steps behind where I should be in the song. And so I felt a little depressed. And that probably leads me to the first part of the homily. Beloved, I believe if we're going to have peace in our lives, we have to accept where we are. If you're young, enjoy it. Enjoy the adventures, enjoy the formation, enjoy using your energy, as Scripture says, to build the kingdom. Because in you there's a light that shines brightly. If you reach my age, you better embrace it. Because guess what, beloved? As someone said to me, there's no time like being in your 60s. I responded, yes, no time like pains in your 60s. I go to bed these days with more pains than I can ever remember. But as a dear friend said to me, Father Howie, if something isn't hurting, it's not working. Thank God all of me is hurting, Archbishop. So because I cannot do the dance, I must say, Archbishop, I will no longer be sending in my resignation letters for retirement. My days of entertainment are over. I will stay quiet where I am. But in all of us, beloved, God gives us His Spirit to keep on living, to keep on enjoying life. Don't let the circumstances, including age, get to us. Live each moment. Celebrate each moment and give thanks to God. I thank God for the Archbishop who's here. When I was a priest, he and I were the best friends, I think, growing up. We spent many moments watching movies in Caribbean Sovereign. My bank account was slimmer because of him. Thank you, Archbishop. Thank God for Archbishop Emeritus Charles IV, my first Jamaican rector. I'm still trying to be like you, Archbishop, so thank you for the inspiration and for all that you have done. I was first sent to Peter and Paul, where I met Deacon Clive under the tutelage of Monsignor Marken for 2 years. So thank God some people from Peter and Paul are represented. Then I went to St. Richard's. Yeah, you always get that from St. Richard's. And they are here tonight. And we had fun, didn't we? We had some wonderful memories and journeying together. All those dramatic plays and homilies that we did. Then I went to Stella Maris, and we continued with that journey. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. You don't normally hear Stella people making that noise. And then, of course, I come back to my home parish where I grew up in, St. John the Baptist. Okay, that shocked me. And so for the first part of the homily, it's really just learning how being at peace with God means being at peace with self where you are in the journey. When Jesus rose from the dead, he gave that first gift, peace be with you. And these were men who were afraid. These were men who were doubting. These were men who didn't know what the future held for them. But he stood in their midst and he said, peace be with you. And for us to claim that peace, it means knowing who God is, but also where I am in the journey of life and where I am in the journey of faith. And the more I own where I am, and the more I own the gifts that God gives me, the more I can be at peace with what he now asks. If the energy is less, it means that he is calling us to something different. But life is a journey. And with Jesus, it's an adventure that we will look forward to celebrating each day because we know that no matter what, he is with us.